Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we've got our patch notes for Season 6, and I'm super excited because this one actually seems to be focusing on zombies for once. It's very different for Treyarch standards, but we have patch notes, let's jump straight into it. Kicking us off with a quick rundown, we've got our new round-based map Forsaken, a new perk PhD slider which with every perk comes with its own 5 skill tiers. We've got our new wonder weapon which is coming out with Forsaken, which is the Crystal Axe. We've also got 2 new support weapons in the ARC-XD and the hand cannon. And the rest of it, we've got some challenges, our usual intel, some operator missions, and your Onslaught stuff if you're interested in that. We won't be going over the Onslaught patch notes, but if you do want to check it out, the link to this game intel will be in the description. Now just before we dive into the full zombies patch notes, we're going to take a look at this new shotgun they're adding to the game, the .410 Ironhide shotgun. Now as we know from the likes of the Gallo and the Howard, the shotguns have become quite a trend in zombies, so it might be worth keeping an eye out for the .410 Ironhide. It might become part of the meta. Who knows? And at last, jumping into our zombies patch notes, we got our first bit of information on the new wonder weapon, the Crystal Axe. Forging the pools of Etheria within the Dark Ether itself, this new multifunction wonder weapon in Forsaken can be acquired through its own in-game quest, which means there will be a free wonder weapon tutorial coming on this channel because that will be in the map. Or alternatively, as usual, as a potential reward in trials or as a lucky roll of the mystery box. This weapon can take 2 different forms. The first is the Crystal Axe Savager, an ethereal axe that can kill multiple zombies in a single swipe and launch a spinning energy blade into the air. By shifting the hilt into a front grip, the wonder weapon transforms into the Crystal Axe Storm, a rapid-fire Dark Ether energy weapon. In this form, shots have a chance to mutate normal zombies into explosive Ethereum crystal bombs for some added crowd control. We'll talk about this a little bit more later, as I do just want to get through all these patch notes so you guys can get the stuff you're here for. With that being said, moving on to our 2 new support weapons, the hand cannon and the ARC-XD, also known as the Ether Remote Controlled Explosive Device. We can pick up the hand cannon at the crafting table when we want to deal a massive damage to special or elite enemies at their weak points, or if we're looking to clear an area with as few shots as possible. Or we can use the ARC-XD to take out zombies as we drive past them with a pulse attack from its attached Ethereum crystal, and its explosion on impact is more than enough to clear a room. Moving on, we have the 5 skill tiers for PhD Slider. We already sort of knew what the base ability would be, but what's now been added to it is that the size and damage increase the further you slide before impact. At tier 1 we can gain immunity to environmental damage while sliding. At tier 2 we get increased slide duration. At tier 3 we get immunity to self-inflicted explosive damage. At tier 4 we get an increased slide speed. And then finally for tier 5, falling from a large height will trigger an explosion. The size and damage increase the higher you fall. Now without dragging this out too much, I do think this is going to become a huge part of high round strategy, so keep an eye on this in the future. Now as far as what Treyarch actually present at the front of the game intel, that is all there is, but if we do a little bit of a deep dive, we find some extra information that is actually quite exciting. For example, here at the bottom you can see the DIE wonder weapon from D Machina can now be upgraded at the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now what I am hoping is that this doesn't mean that the base DIE will be taking a little bit of a nerf. I'm hoping they just keep the same damage and just do a normal Pack-a-Punch where the damage obviously increases. Moving on, we learned that the new elite enemy introduced in Season 6 is called the Abomination. I would assume that this would be for Forsaken, but given it I don't think it was covered before, I'm going to assume it's actually for Outbreak. They've adjusted Plague Hound Pounce behaviour to make their attacks easier to telegraph and dodge, which I think is very good because they are bloody annoying. Anyway, that is all of your patch notes for Season 6. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what kind of stuff you're excited for, what you think the meta might change to, if it will change at all. Obviously the shotguns are going to stay part of it, but do you think this wonder weapon will be good or bad? In my opinion, actually seeing an animation change what kind of thing the gun does is going to be really cool. Something about seeing the way you're holding something change the way it works just sounds really cool to me. I don't think it's something Treyarch have tried in this game yet, so I'm really interested to see how they pull it off. And finally, tomorrow on the 6th of October, at least when I'm recording this, we'll be able to see our first bit of gameplay of Forsaken, as they're doing the studio broadcast tomorrow. I'm going to presume they are because it's usually when they do it, the day before the new season, so make sure you keep an eye out for that as well over on the Treyarch channel. Anyway, that's all from me. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, turn on notifications for tutorials on Forsaken. We'll be having all that usual stuff coming over to you guys, Easter egg tutorials, buildables, the lot. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.
Got my shorty on my side and I might just let her ride, but I'm confused where we stand. Am I your friend or your man? Yeah, it's cool what I do when I'm hanging with my crew, but you're acting a fool when you fall with someone